Let's now create these shapes, but before we get started, I forgot to fix the geometry and clean it up after this boolean operation. So I'm going to fix this geometry, and this time I'm going to use a more advanced technique, which is auto merge for the vertices. Okay, so let me explain. If you have two vertices like this one and this one, and if I moved this one to this one, they are not going to be merged. They are going to be in the same place. I can select both of them like so and press Alt M and merge by distance, and this is going to make only one vertex. One vertex. But there is another way and quick way to do it. So if I went to here, and in options you can find an option that says auto merge. After enabling it, if I grab this vertex now to the other one, they are going to be merged like so. This is going to help us to save time. Okay, I think I will select these guys and join. I'm just cleaning up the geometry after the boolean operation like so. Maybe grab this one to here, join these guys, also join these guys, move this to here, also join these and these like so, move this guy and also this guy. Okay, move this guy. I think we need to add more geometry here, but I'm going to leave it for now. Okay, I'm just cleaning up the geometry, as you can see. I think I will need to join these guys like so. Okay, maybe joining these guys like so, and also this and here and also here. Okay, that's great. I also want to fix this part. After we did the smoothing, this vertex need to be adjusted like so. Okay, that's better. Okay, I think I will need also to move this like so. Okay, that's good. Now let's move to this part, and I'm going to create it the same using booleans, and I'm going to add a cube, scale it down like so, move it to here and rotate it a little bit, maybe scale it down more, and I'm going to scale but in the x-axis, and I'm going to press X again to scale it in the local x-axis like so. And as you can see, I used the local axis, and this local axis you can enable it from here like so. As you can see, these are the local axis of the object. So now I can rotate this guy like so, scale it in the x-axis. That's great. Now I want to show you something. Let me press Shift and H to hide everything except our object, and I pressed the numpad period to focus on the object, and I want to bevel the edges, so I'm going to select them and press Ctrl P, but as you can see it is not doing what I want, I think. So in a lot of cases, when you have an object that you have a scale on and you need to bevel it, the bevel operation is not going to work correctly because you need to apply the scale. Let me explain it in another object. So I'm going to add a cube like so, and I'm going to scale this guy like so, and I'm going to select the edges and Ctrl P. As you can see, this is not the bevel that we want. Let me try again. Ctrl P, this time add some cuts, and it also doesn't work as we expect. Okay, let me try again, but this time I'm going to apply the scale like so, and Ctrl P. As you can see, it's beveling it correctly. Okay, let me delete this guy, and I'm going to press Alt H to unhide everything, and back to wireframe. I'm going to press Ctrl P. Of course I need to apply the scale for this guy as well, and Ctrl P. Maybe reduce the amount of cuts like so, and I think that's nice. Now I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate this guy and move it to here and scale in the X-axis like so. And I don't want to rotate it, I need to have the same, add the same line, so scale again and in the X-axis. I think this is good. Now I'm going to select both of them, and I'm going to press Ctrl J to join them, and now it's time to the boolean operation. Okay, let me hide it, and of course I will need to scale it in the Y-axis, and let me hide it, and the result looks nice. Okay, I'm going to apply it, and of course delete this object. Okay, that's nice. Let me see if we are going to need to do some cleanup. As usual, I think I will need to merge these guys at center, the same here, and I can use the Shift R to merge them, and also here, Shift R, and also here. We will definitely need to do more cleanups, but I'm going to leave it for now. Okay, I'm going to select them like so, and I'm going to extrude them in the Y-axis. That's nice. Okay, now let's create this part as we did. So I'm going to add again a plane and align it to view, leave only one vertex, delete the others, and I'm going to start from here and extrude, and of course I'm going to leave this guy as we did before, and I'm going to get back to it and Ctrl P, I mean Ctrl Shift P, like so, Okay, I think I will need to move it to here and Control Shift B. Okay, that's nice. I'm going to continue tracking, and as you can see, I'm going to select those and Control Shift B. I think they will need to be here and Control Shift B. Okay, that's great also. Let me continue tracking, and also here I'm going to do this and Control Shift B. Okay, and also here select these guys, press F and select these, Control Shift B. I think I will need to move them to here and move this guy to here, Control Shift B. Okay, that's nice. Let me move it. I will need to switch to the global orientation, and I'm going to move it, and of course select everything and press F. I don't think that I like this guy. Maybe move this guy to here. Okay, I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to select everything and extrude like so. And of course I'm going to add a boolean modifier. Select our object, move it up and insert it in the object, and let me show the wires. I think this is good. Maybe move it back a little bit. Okay, hide this guy for now. Okay, I think this is good. I'm going to apply it. I think we had to do this operation with this operation to have the same depths, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm going to apply it, and of course delete this guy. As usual, we are going to do some cleanups, so just joining these guys. Okay, maybe join this guy. Okay, also here, and here. Maybe joining these guys, and also here, and here. Nice. Okay, let's now let's create this shape also. I'm going to add a cube, scale it down, rotate it like so, trying to match the shape, but the reference has really bad resolution. Okay, I'm going to scale it in the local z-axis to have some height, and of course I will need to apply the scale. And now I'm going to select this edge and also this edge and Control P to bevel it. Let me see. Okay, I think this is good. Maybe rotate it like so, and I'm going to duplicate it to here. I think I will need to grab this guy, Z and also Z, and move it like so. Now I'm going to join both of them, Ctrl J, give them some volume in the y-axis, select this guy, add a boolean, and select them like so, and okay, I'm going to apply it, and of course delete the object. Okay, so do we need to do some cleanups? I think I'm going to move this guy to here, and of course we will need to do some cleanup here, but leave it for now. Okay, I'm going to select them and extrude in the y-axis. Okay, select also these, extrude in the y-axis. That's good so far. Let me see the blade. It looks nice. So what do we have next? These guys I'm going to create with normals, so I'm not going to create them in the actual blade. So leave them for now. I think we will need to create this part. Okay, let me add a plane, and of course delete every other vertex. I'm going to track this guy like so, and of course I'm going to press Ctrl Shift and P. That's nice. And maybe move this to up to here and grab it to here. It's just going to be a boolean object, so like so, and I'm just going to move this guy to here. Let me see in solid, and select everything, press F, and of course I will need to rotate this guy, the X. Okay, in the y-axis it's not working. Where is the local? Okay, the local of this object is, as you can see, I'm really happy that this happened. I want to show you something. So now I want to move this guy from its local axis, and the local isn't working because I started from a vertex, but I will need to use the local. So like the X is here and the Z is here and the Y, as you know, but I can create my own axis for the object. So I can, for example, create a cube and scale it down, rotate it like so. So here I need this axis which will work with our object. As you can see, the X is here and also the Y. So to create it, I'm going to here, and I already made one. I paused the video to look for it, and if you have an object and you press here, it's going to create one. So it creates this one for the cube with the name of the cube, and of course I pressed it again and created this one. I can of course press it again and create another one, but we are not going to need these guys. So now I have the orientation of the cube, and I can apply it to any object that I want. So I can select this guy, and now the orientation of the cube is going to work. And of course you can change it if you want. So now I can use this orientation to rotate our guy as I want. But if I pressed R and X axis, it's not going to work because of origin of the object. So if this happened to your object for whatever reason, you can solve this problem using two methods. The first one is going to be moving the origin of the object to the object by, of course, selecting the object and set origin to geometry like so, and it's going to work from here. Okay, the second one, let me Control Z. Okay, the second one is going to be using the 3D cursor as a pivot point. So I can, if I went to the pivot and if I made the 3D cursor the pivot point, now if I rotate the object, it's going to work from the 3D cursor and it is going to ignore the origin of the object. Okay, so if I moved the cursor here, as you can see, it's going to work from the cursor, as I explained before in the hydrant. So for now I'm going to stick to the first method, which is moving the origin to the geometry, like so. Okay, now let's delete this guy, and what I wanted to do is to rotate this object in the x-axis like so, and move it back a little bit. I think this is great. I just don't want to move the object over the mirror line, and I can grab it to here, maybe take it down. Okay, I think, okay, now let's add a boolean modifier, and of course select this object and move it up as usual. As you can see, the object is crossing the mirror line, so I'm going to move it to here, maybe more. That's great. Maybe rotate it like so, and I'm going now to extrude this guy in the y-axis. Let's hide for now, and I think this is good. Maybe I will add a bevel here. Let me see our little guy, and I don't think so. Okay, let's apply it for now. Apply and delete this guy. Okay, this looks great. Let's see if we are going to do some cleanup. I'm going to connect these guys really quick, like so. And I think I will need to move this to here, also this, and move this a little bit. I want this shape to be like more smooth, so I'm going to add an edge here by using the knife tool, like so, and also continue to here. Okay, so I can move this guy back a little bit in the y-axis. Maybe move this guy also. I think this is good. I feel like there is something wrong. Okay, let me move these guys back a little bit. Maybe this guy only. Okay, that's great. These problems are going to be solved when we are going to create the high poly model. Okay, that's good. I think I'm done with the blade, and I'm going to create this part. So let me hide the blade for now. Okay, for this object I think I will need to rotate the reference in order to create it in the right way. So I'm going to press Shift D for the reference itself, and I'm going to move it to a new collection. I'm going to leave the name of it like so, collection 2, and let's hide the first collection for now, and I'm now working in the second collection. Okay, now I'm going to rotate this guy so I can create this part. Okay, I think this is right, and I'm going to add a plane and make sure that you are in collection 2 and rotate the x-axis 90 degrees. I think I will rotate it also in the z-axis. I'm going to scale it down like so. I'm going to create this bevel and this bevel and create the shape. Then I will give it this bend. So let me scale like so, or even grab these guys and move him down, and I'm going to select everything, extrude in the x-axis like so. I think I will need to bevel it for now, so bevel here and here, maybe adjust the scale, apply the scale of course, and now I'm going to select these guys and Ctrl P to bevel them like so. Okay, I think this is nice. Okay, now I want to create this bend, and I can do it by using the lattice modifier, but I forgot to add some edges here to help in deforming this part, so I'm sorry. I'm going to press Ctrl Z a couple times to get back and add an edge here by pressing Ctrl R, and I'm going to add a couple edges here like so. And now I think I will need to move this edge to here in order to have my bevel here and here and also here. Okay, I'm going first to apply the scale again and Ctrl B to bevel this guy like so. Let me first make sure that these guys are working correctly, and they are not, so I'm going to move this vertex to here and also this vertex to here, also on the other side like so. Okay, that's great. I will need also to, let me hide everything except our object. I will need to join these guys like so in order to have a nicer results with the lattice modifier. Okay, same here. join, and I can do another thing. I can select this face and delete it, and with edge selection I can just press F like so. That's great. Okay, now I'm going to add a lattice from here, and I'm going to scale it in the object mode, and be careful not to scale the lattice in the edit mode. And I'm going to scale it trying to match our shape like so. Okay, and of course scale it in the y-axis, maybe more. Let me grab the object and the lattice for here. Okay, scale it more. That's great. So I made the object inside our lattice, and now I'm going to add for the lattice some divisions from here. Okay, I'm going to divide it more, I think in the W, and of course I need a lot because I'm going to bend it from here, and I don't think that I will need to subdivide it more in the V and also on the Y. Okay, now I'm going to select our object, and from modifier I'm going to select lattice, which is here, and select the lattice object. Okay, now the lattice will give us the freedom to move the object around, so I can select these vertices. When I move them, as you can see, the object is going to be moved. Okay, so let me go to wireframe, and I think I will move it from here, so I can do a nice thing, which is selecting these guys and set the cursor to selected. Okay, and what I am going to do next is that I am going to make the pivot point the 3D cursor. So if I did any operation like scale, it's going to be from here. Scale or rotation or movement is going to be from the 3D cursor. Now I can select these guys like so, and I'm going to rotate it. Okay, let me see, like so. I don't know if I like it or not. Okay, I think this is fine. I'm going also to select this time these guys and rotate it like so, of course in the y-axis. Okay, that's a nice bend here, I think. Okay, I don't know why I don't like it, but I think this is nice. Okay, now I'm going to apply the lattice modifier, and of course delete this lattice. Okay, let's unhide the collection of the blade. Okay, and of course I'm not going to need this reference anymore. Okay, so I'm going to select this guy and set it in place. Let me just make the pivot the medium point, and I'm going to move it to here. Okay, trying to match the reference. Let me delete this guy. Okay, and of course it looks big, so let me see in the reference the real size of this part, As you can see in the reference, it's not that big, so I think we will need to scale it a little bit. Also here it's smaller, as you can see, so we will need to scale it down. So I'm going to scale it in the y-axis like so, rotate it to here, and I think it looked weird because it was big. Maybe now it's better, I think. Okay, I think this is nice. Okay, I think I'm done with this guy.